It's interesting. You know, when I was showing people how to do emails that used a little humor,
Yeah.
I'd say, here's your basic formula. Here's one thing you can do, da, da, da. Here's a few examples, and send me your examples. And people would send me examples that had no humor whatsoever. None. It was not, it was invisible. It wasn't there. So it was like,
Funny.
holy crap.
It is.
Why is this so hard? And I, it just, I think people are afraid to look stupid. You know, they're afraid to be judged. They're afraid of being not taken seriously. I mean, so it's an interesting line because, say, if you're promoting your business or you want to get someone's attention, you want to get a meeting with them, you want to use a little bit of humor. Um, there's kind of a line because you can go over the line and people can go, that's a little weird, and they'd never want to talk to you in a million years. So, you know, finding that thing, how, how does one develop that? Or is that impossible?
You know, I'm glad you said what you just said. What you just said summed up my purpose in a
Yeah,
nutshell, and
yeah,
the challenge of my purpose, and why no one has taken on this challenge. Oddly enough, you just described why there has never been a humor point before. There's PowerPoint, and now there's humor point. Of course, humor point belongs with PowerPoint, but how come corporate world has never come up with it with such an obvious need? And you just described perfectly why no one wants to touch it. It's just like, how would I do that? It seems impossible. So obviously, I'm on the only one I know of in the world on the path to, like, if it can be done, I'm going to figure it out. And the way you do it is you simplify the risk factor. You lower the risk factor to almost nothing. You ask the simple question, which is, if you could wave a magic wand, would you use humor if you knew it was going to be well received, made people feel good, put a smile on their face, and make them feel good about you? Well, of course you would. And it didn't kill you. Right. So of course you would. So how do we bridge between the obvious, I want to use it. I would use it if it achieved the results I want and all the benefits.
yeah.
I mean, why hasn't anybody invented this thing here? I mean, all these benefits, and we're still like in the dark ages. So it's silly. It's embarrassing. And it would be impossible if it weren't for the cartoon industry. And as it turns out, there's the memes. There's, on my site, Humor Point, there's many. You can make your own meme. I've got quotes. There's all kinds of great content and paths to victory, but you need to bring it into a laser light so people can see for themselves. And yeah, I believe in that. I'm confident about that. I'm not worried that's going to backfire. In fact, I think that's going to, at worst, be well received. And at best, people are going to laugh and smile, and it's going to be the best presentation they've ever seen. So it's a funny story. And for example, I'll finish this last point on that thing. In the presentation world, the old adage is, do I have to be funny as a professional speaker? And the person says, well, only if you want to get paid. So that whole industry is also frozen like a deer in the headlights. There's nobody, and I checked them all out. That's why I'm finishing this humor point. And, I'm just starting a slow march towards the market. In the presentation industry, not a single company advocates for humor openly. It's like, being coming out of the closet. I'm
Really?
here for humor. Not a single one. They have no solution. Not on their websites. They never mention it. They might mention it maybe in their training subtly, but they're just too afraid that you could blow it, ruin yourself, your reputation, and the whole world's going to end. So for something of such an incredible upside, people's downside keeps them frozen.
Frozen. That sounds like a good idea for a movie.
Disney. I'll call it Disney.
Movies.